I want to start by sharing a little bit of background about the first recipient of the Credo in Action Award. I'm not going to call out her name. I'm going to call out her deeds first. She's an acting administrator in the School of Osteopathic Medicine. So like most of us, she has multiple tasks. But I want to most importantly share with you some of the remarks that were offered about this person in the context of their role and how they engage in the university. And I'm going to quote what was solicited. One person said, "She goes an extra mile." Another said, "She helps out." Another said, "She doesn't miss a beat." Another said, "You go to her if you want to get the job done." Another said she balances her activities of being a single mom with going back to school and getting an M.B.A. Another said, "Just reading about her and the things she does makes me tired." Let me tell you what she said. Quote, "I believe in UMDNJ and recognize the importance of its missions. We have students, residents, doctors, and patients, all who need us." This is obviously a dynamic, energetic individual who I do think clearly exemplifies our credo. Tereena James, Ms. James, could I have you join us so that we might congratulate you with the receipt of the inaugural award. Our next recipient is like many of you. If you want to get the job done, go to the person who is already overextended. So our next person is a professor of neurosciences and biology. He has an interesting reputation, and that is if you've written a grant and that grant has undergone peer review and it didn't quite get the score, the recognition to be funded, you go to this individual and he'll get your grant funded for you, not by making phone calls, but driving you to a higher level of performance. Now, I've clearly described a pretty remarkable scientist, but let me also describe him in another way with some quotes. He has a big heart. He lends support while simultaneously building independence. I can't think of any graduate advisor with such a level of dedication to helping students. And as one student stated, and I quote, "I will always be grateful to him because he made me discover things about myself that I never thought that I would be able to do." Our next award recipient is Dr. Richard Nowakowski. Professor Nowakowski. Our third recipient is also a professor, and she comes to us from the School of Public Health, working in one of the most difficult communities in the state of New Jersey, and by extrapolation, therefore, one of the most challenging communities in the United States, that being Camden, New Jersey. She's extraordinarily well known for her commitments to her students, who hopefully and most often go into the community to dispense advice and good health to people there. She is an advisor to the hip hop program, which is a wonderful, wonderful student outreach program. She's worked to establish voices in the community at the School of Public Health. She initiated the Bridging the Gaps program in Camden and used an interdisciplinary team, something that is sadly novel. Just think about it. Multiple professions coming together that all are focused on the singular issue of the patient, but most importantly, coming together to intervene. And that's just in New Jersey alone. She enjoys a well-deserved international reputation for her work in the Dominican Republic and in Haiti with sugarcane cutters and their families. You talk about a tough plight, trying to just simply keep a roof over your head, to feed your family, to be there, work as a sugarcane cutter in the third world. As one of her students said, quote, "She is an inspiration for the type of academic professional that I want to be." Another student said, "Dr. Blank seizes every opportunity to motivate students, and she constantly challenges us to develop innovative ideas to help and educate the community and to promote public health," end quote. Our third recipient is Dr. Bernadette West. And our final recipient this morning is unfortunately not able to join us. But this very much, in some ways, defines his personality, defines his character, and defines his actions, because he's always off doing something. He's a student. He's in the class of 2011. He is striving to be truly, in the Western European sense, a man of letters, since if successful in his studies, and we certainly anticipate he will be awarded an M.D., a Ph.D., and an M.P.H. His peers describe him as their mentor. His peers, his student peers. He's someone who's intelligent, caring, compassionate, and inspiration, and also humble. He's been a busy young man. In addition to class work, he has 8 publications, 10 abstracts, 5 posters, 2 invited talks. He's a leader in his laboratory, a leader in the classroom. He's someone who embodies the spirit of collaborative partnership, in that he participates in 13 community-based initiatives. He's also a young man who does not take no, and I can comment about this on a personal level. This final recipient approached me about an initiative, and I said no. And he smiled, walked out of the office, and I returned home that evening to my wife, who was waiting upon me, since this young man had called her. And those of you who have been married more than 2 years successfully know, if Mama Bear ain't happy, ain't nobody in the house happy. And Mama Bear had embraced the vision that was put forward by Dare Ajibade. Accepting for him is Dean Bob Johnson. Bob, if you could accept this award on behalf of Dare and for my wife.